All right, so I'm gonna just switch spots with Drew because he's got to get tuned up. So I'll be up first for this open mic. Woo! Give me a round of applause. Thank you. You're a good audience. Very kind of you all. Thanks for coming out tonight, guys. How we doing tonight?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Pretty
good. Happy to be back at school.
Yeah.
Nice. No? Yeah, I feel that. It's a grind. Yeah. All right. Let me get.
Excuse me.
Yeah. No, dude.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of my act. All right. So just loading up my notes before I launch into my stand-up set. Sorry. This internet is so bad. That's actually not even a joke. The internet is so bad here. All right. Anyway. Okay. You guys remember the expression "totally Kyle"? I feel like that was definitely a thing at some point, and all my coworkers at my internship just collectively denied that was a phrase, and it really got to me. It's kind of a Mandela effect thing, where I was like, "Am I just crazy? Like, does no one say this?" Yeah. And then later, I was told it's actually from Drake and Josh, so that made me really happy that it's from something and that I'm not in fact crazy. I was worried. Oh yeah, speaking of my internship, there was someone at work who was bragging about taking a Harry Potter personality quiz. They're like, I took it 20 times. I was like, what do you get? Like, to take it 20 times. They're like, Hufflepuff. I'm like, ooh. We all know Hufflepuff is not, let's just say, not the best house. I was like, why did you take it 20 times? She's like, I don't know, just, and I'm like, isn't it the same questions? It's a very Hufflepuff thing to do when you think about it. I was talking with my brother, and he's definitely smarter than me, but I'm taller, so I think I won in the end. But what's really more important, right? Yeah, let's see. Oh, I think it's interesting how, like, men and women both have, like, vanity muscles. Like, for men, it's their biceps. Like, there's no functional thing you can do with a bicep except, like, just flex it and look cool. And then for women, it's, like, their butts. Like, there's not, like, besides cosmetic, there's no physical reason for that. They're just like, oh, I'm going to have a really low center of gravity, so no one can push me out of line at Starbucks. Anyway. But biceps are the same thing. They're just arm butts when you think about it. It's the same amount of vanity. Yeah. Anyway, I watch a ton of movies. You guys watch movies? Yeah. I'm super into the director James Cameron. I think he's pretty good, but it's sort of funny because he only does Vietnam War allegories. Like, I just want to, tell him, like, James, have you heard of World War I? Or how about World War II? There are other wars to make comparisons to in your movies. You don't always have to compare it to Vietnam. Speaking of esoteric people, Rudyard Kipling, how is he the basis for, like, all these Disney movies when he's also, like, the main writer for imperialism? It's crazy. They're like, yeah, let's fund all of these really offensive scripts that are just about colonization. That'll be really good to show to children. Let's put that in theaters this Christmas. You guys remember Star Wars? I was thinking about Star Wars the other day. You got that Attack of the Clones shapeshifter. And I remember that scene where they're like, I think he is a she. And they're like, I think she is a shapeshifter. I think that is George Lucas's attempt to get trans inclusion in Star Wars. That's what he was doing with the Trandoshans, too. That whole planet, Speaking of Star Wars, why does the Emperor talk like that? Like, you ever wonder if he goes to a drive-thru or something, and they're like, can you not talk like he's like, get me 2 McChickens and a large order of fries, very good. They're like, okay. But, like, do you have to talk like that? Very good. The rebels don't know about these savings. Good. Yeah. Anyway, I think it's kind of funny because like the Emperor's got shape-ups on under the robe. Like, that man is definitely rocking some orthotics. He is geriatric as hell. Speaking of old guys that rock, Sean Connery's great, right? I love his James Bond. The trick with him, his impression, is you have to just either have had a full bottle of bourbon or an aneurysm. I'm from Scotland. We all talk like we've had a stroke recently. Haven't you seen my movie, James Bond? Yeah. I think Sean Connery, they were trying to make James Bond black, and I wonder, what Sean Connery would have said about that. Hopefully, he would have had a good take. I was reading John Wayne's tweets the other day, so I'm just guessing off that. Sean Connery wouldn't have had a good reaction. Speaking of impressions, I'm just going to do my Biden while I'm up here. The key to a good Biden is to whisper, right? You got to whisper, Jack. And you got to use words that no one in several generations has used, right? Because it grows the economy, right? That's the key to a good Biden. You've got to be mid-dementia episode, just escaped the psych ward, shoving a nurse aside, somehow grabbing a mic, got onto the podium. That's the key to a good Biden. That's how you do a good Biden, Speaking of presidents, I'll do my Trump while I'm up here. And, the key to a good Donald, everybody, is Donald kind of puts his butt out a little bit more slightly throughout the speech, And the thing is, look, I won the election by, 2 times now? So that's, twice as many votes as Hillary? If you add them up, that's double. Think about that. That's not how it works, sir. You're fired. Yeah, so, the thing about me, the Donald, is that no president has had as big of an ass as me before. Obama pretends like he's got as big of an ass as me, but he doesn't. We all know that's not true. He just arches it throughout the speech. I wonder why no one's told him. Maybe he does it on purpose. It could be a power move. I don't know. I love 80s movies, especially Arnold. He's one of the GOATs for sure. Arnold's funny because everything he says, he could be either mid-sex or mid-pain. It's all loud, get to the chopper. He's very he could be getting shot, he could be doing something sexual. It's the same noise either way. Loud, get them out of there. Mac. Loud. Oh, he's the best. And then, speaking of weightlifters who became actors somehow, you got Sylvester Stallone. Gotta love it. They're like, you're 5'6", you can somehow be the best boxer ever. Who saw Rocky and thought that made sense? Hey, I'm The Rock, Adrian. Wait, no, he's not The Rock. He's Rocky. Oh man, remember when I beat up those meat caucuses? I was like Rambo. I killed all those cops for no reason. Hey, it's me. Let's see. I'll do my Batman while I'm up here. The key to a good Batman is just ruining your vocal cords, just completely destroying your throat muscles. You've either smoked a full pack of Newports or just had a full bottle of Jack Daniels. The other day Alfred tried to give me an intervention, and I smacked him around a little bit. That was one of my worst days. Robin left the Batcave. He couldn't take it anymore. Just Batman's having a rough week. I can't do that impression for too long. It messed up my vocal cords. Alright. Let's see. Oh yeah, I love Al Pacino. You guys like Al Pacino? He just had a kid in his 80s. That's pretty bold. Is one word for it. Yeah, good for him, right? Yeah, Al Pacino is always like, oh, everything he says, it's very emphatic. He's like, oh, just when I thought I was out, you pull me back in. I feel like Al Pacino's acting is also pretty similar to when he has a backache. He's like, oh, my back. Very similar vibe. Yeah. All right, I think that's my time. Thanks, guys. Woo! All right, keep it going for Drew.